The elevator doors slide open with a soft chime, and the moment you stepped out, the atmosphere of the 39th floor wrapped around you, cold, polished, intimidating, just like the man who rolled it. A coworker nudged you gently. Wine, you're early again. Did the boss finally scare you into coming before him? You forced a smile, adjusting the files in your arms. He had no idea you had left the pink house 2 hours before Jungkook even woke up. No, I just couldn't sleep. Before Jisung could reply, the entire floor fell silent. The double glass doors to Jungkook's private office opened. The CEO stepped out, sharp suit, black tie, cold expression, and no wedding ring as always. He walked past you without a single glance, not even the smallest flicker of acknowledgement that he had kissed you on that same mouth the night you married him, not that he ever kissed you again. But as Jisung leaned forward to help you with your files, Jungkook's jaw tightened so subtly no one else noticed except you. He spoke with a voice like carved eyes. Why, my office now. Your heart lurched and Jisung startled, stepping back. Did I do something wrong? Before he could reassure him, Jungkook turned his head, a fraction eyes sharp, voice dangerously calm. She doesn't need assistance, focus on your own workload. He didn't wait for a response, he simply walked away, expecting you to follow. You hated how your feet obeyed him. You closed the door behind you. He was already at his desk, flipping through a contract, no greeting, no glance your way, just icy silence. You waited 5 seconds, then finally you exhaled. You call me Chung, sir. His pen paused mid page. You are late. Your brows froze. I came in before everyone else, not for me. You stiffen at home, he barely spoke. At work, he treated you like a stranger. A stranger he owned. He took a small step forward. If you wanted me here earlier, you could have just. His eyes lifted, cold as winter. I don't have to explain my expectations to an employee. The word employee hit hard. You forced yourself to stay composed. Right, of course. He flipped the page, ignoring the sting in your voice, ignoring the tiny gold ring on your finger that you never took off. You will handle the Kim logistics proposal, no mistakes. Understood? You turned to leave. Then he spoke again, quietly, barely above a whisper. Don't let anyone stand that close to you again. Your breath stopped. What? His face remained unreadable. Ji-sung, don't let him stand close. You stared at him. Why? He's my friend. At tense pause, he slowly set his pen down, soft clicky going in the silence. You are my employee. Your friendships affect your focus. Lie, you both knew it. He stepped closer, voice low. If I'm just your employee, why does it bother you? His eyes darkened, his jaw flexed once, but he said nothing. As always, he would rather cut himself open than admit he cared. So you gave a bitter smile. Exactly. He opened the door and walked out. Ariana was already standing outside, arms crossed, makeup flawless, smile sweet in a venomous way. Rough morning, sweetheart. The boss seemed annoyed. You didn't answer. She smiled, leaning in. Maybe because he's single and you keep acting like you own him. Your fingers curl around the folders. I don't act like anything good because you are not his type. Your throat tightened, but you kept your voice steady. Of course, you would know his type better, right? Ariana smiled proudly. Oh, I do. Behind the glass wall, Jungkook was watching both of you. He didn't blink, he didn't move, he didn't wear his ring. But his grip on the pen tightened until it cracked. You sat at your desk typing the Kim Logistics proposal Jungkook had thrown at you earlier. Your shoulders ached and your eyelids felt heavy, but you refused to slow down. Ariana's heels clicked loudly as she brushed her perfume, hitting you before she did. She placed a cup of coffee on Jungkook's desk, leaning forward far more than necessary, voice bright and sugary. Mr. June, if you need anything else, just call me. I'll be right here always. Jungkook didn't even look up from his paper's leaf. Her smile faltered for a microsecond, but she quickly fixed it, turning toward you instead. Oh, Wine, you look tired, couldn't handle the workload. You didn't stop typing. I'm handling it just fine. Really? Because Mr. Jones told me you made mistakes yesterday, should I? Suddenly, Jungkook's voice cut through the air like a blade. Ariana, she froze. Yes, sir. Jungkook still didn't look at her. Wine doesn't make mistakes. If you have this much free time, I'll find new tasks for you. Ariana's jaw clenched. Of course, sir. Sorry, Wine. She shot you a look, half disgust, half jealousy, and walked away, heels pounding like anger on the floor. You continued typing, pretending your heart wasn't secretly fluttering at the fact Jungkook defended you. Even if he had never admitted why, from the reflection on the glass, you saw Jungkook glance at you once, quick, sharp, before returning to his file. An hour later, you let out a tired sigh and rested your head on your hands. That's when you heard a soft voice. Wine, are you okay? You lifted your head. Jisung stood beside your desk holding two warm sandwiches. You smiled weakly. Lunch already? It's past two. You haven't eaten. I brought you something. Your heart softened. He always noticed the small things. You took the sandwich gratefully. Thank you. You didn't have to. I wanted to. As you unwrapped the sandwich, your ring glinted under the office lights. Jisung's eyes immediately fell on it. He blinked. You never told me you were seeing someone. Your breath caught. You didn't answer. He couldn't. Your silence made his expression soften rather than darken. He sat on the edge of your table, gently, voice warm. It's okay if you don't want to talk about it. I just hope whoever he is, he treats you right. You looked down, forcing a smile you didn't feel. He tries. He misheard your tone completely. He leaned closer, voice almost a whisper. Wine, I know it may sound crazy, but your heart started pounding. I really like you a lot. Your fingers tightened around the sandwich. She sung, please don't. No, let me finish. He inhaled shakily. I think I'm falling for you, Wine. Silence crashed between you. You opened your mouth to stop him, but a deep, chilling voice sliced into the air. What did you just say? You and Jisung both froze. Jungkook stood at the entrance of the department. Suit jacket off, sleeves rolled up, eyes darker than a storm. The entire office went silent. Jisung swallowed hard, voice trembling. Mr. June, I didn't mean to. Jungkook began walking towards you both, slow, controlled, terrifying. One step, two steps, three. He stopped right beside your desk. His gaze dropped to the ring on your finger, and for the first time ever, he actually acknowledged it in public. He looked up at Jisung, voice colder than you had ever heard it. You are falling for my wife. Jisung's face rained of color. Your breath hissed. He said it. He actually said it. The entire office gasped in horror. Ariana nearly dropped her coffee. Jungkook's next words were even worse. All of you in the conference room now. His gaze flicked back to you, filled with furry fear and something painfully close to heartbreak. You were coming too. The entire staff shuffled into the glass wall conference room. A thick silence hung in the air, fear, confusion, curiosity. Everyone felt it. Ariana was pale. Jisung looked like he wished the floor would open up and swallow him. You were shaking silently. Jungkook walked in last. The door clicked shut behind him with a sound that echoed like a warning. He didn't sit. He didn't greet anyone. He simply stood at the head of the table, cold, expressionless, terrifyingly calm. His voice dropped like a blade. Which one of you thought it was acceptable to confess to a married woman in my company? Every single employee held their breath. Jisung slowly stood. Mr. June, I didn't know she was married. I swear I had no idea. Jungkook's eyes flicked to you. Is that true? Your throat tightened. He didn't know. Jungkook nodded once, a movement so small yet so lethal. He faced the room again. Of course he didn't know. He raised his hand, tapping his own ring finger. Bare, empty, his voice grew razor sharp. Because I'm the only one here who never wore a wedding ring. A gasp rippled through the room. Rihanna stared at Jungkook in disbelief. A middle-aged accountant whispered, he's married. Jungkook's eyes darkened. Let me make something very clear. He stepped closer to you, close enough that your arm brushed his close enough for the staff to see the truth they never noticed. Wine is my wife. Ariana's breath hissed almost with soap. Jisung looked destroyed. You felt tears prick your eyes not because of the reveal, but because of the coldness in his voice. Like the marriage was a weapon he was forced to expose, he continued, and this entire department has failed to maintain professional boundaries. Ariana stammered, Mr. Joan, I didn't know. Chungo cut her off brutally. That didn't stop you from touching me without permission or overstepping every limit I set. Her lip trembled. He turned next to Jisung, and you confessed to a woman wearing a ring. That alone isn't professional. Jisung bowed deeply, voice cracking. I'm sorry, I truly didn't mean any disrespect. You open your mouth. Chungkook, please. He raised a hand not at you but at everyone. You are all fired. The room erupted. Sir, you can't. It was just a misunderstanding. Fired for what? Chungkook's voice thundered. For crossing boundaries with my wife. For gossiping, for unprofessional conduct, and for disrespect. He slammed a stack of termination files on the table. Your resignations will be processed by tonight. Security will escort each of you out. Ariana looked at you with heartbreak and fury. You are his wife. You flinched. Jungkook stepped between you and her, protective in a cold, unmistakable way. Watch your tone. Ariana sniffled, eyes glassy. You told me you were single. Jungkook stared at her with the coldest expression she had ever seen. I never told you anything, he assumed. Ariana covered her face and broke into soft sobs. Jisung finally whispered, Wine, I'm sorry. You wanted to answer, to comfort him, to defend him, but Jungkook's hand suddenly wrapped around your wrist, not gently, possessively. He leaned close to your ear, his voice low and dangerous. We are leaving. Before anyone could speak, he pulled you out of the conference room. The door slammed behind you, glass shaking, employees staring, your heart racing. The penthouse was painfully silent that night. No footsteps, no music, no sound except the soft ticking of the clock on the far wall. You stood at the floor to ceiling window, the city lights reflecting against your tear bright eyes. You just still heard from the chaos of the day. The elevator chimed, Jungkook entered the penthouse. He loosened his tie, tossed his suit jacket over the couch, and you could feel the tension radiating off him. He didn't look at you at first. He always did that, ignored you until he chose not to. But tonight you couldn't stay quiet. Why did you do that? He stopped mid step, you swallowed hard. Why did you fire everyone? He didn't know I was married. He apologized. You ruined his job, Jungkook. Jungkook slowly lifted his eyes to you. Cold, dark, possessive. He walked closer, one step, another, the atmosphere tightening with every movement. You are upset. It wasn't a question. You clenched your fists. Of course I'm upset. Jisung never disrespected me. He just confessed because he thought I was single. He shouldn't have thought anything. He cut sharply, his voice dropped an octave. Not about my wife. You scoffed, wiping your eyes. You don't even act like I'm your wife. A pulse flicked in his jaw. He reached you too close, too intense. Do I need to wear a ring to claim you? Yes, because no one knows we are married. You made sure of that. His expression darkened. So why today, huh? Why expose it like that? Why now? He stared into your eyes, not coldly this time, but something deeper, darker, raw. Because he said he was falling for you. Your breath caught because he looked at you the way a man looks at a woman he wants to keep. He stepped closer because you let him stand that close. Another step, that close towards mine. Your heart thudded painfully. You ignored me at work. What was I supposed to do? Push him away and announce I belong to you when you don't even admit it? His voice softened, but only in tone, not in intensity. I didn't wear the ring to protect you. You frowned. Protect me from what? He leaned in, his forehead almost touching yours. From the world I live in, from people who would hurt you if they knew you were the closest thing I have. Your breath shook. Jungkook, his voice was barely a whisper, but today, when he saw him confess to you, he closed his eyes for a moment, exhaling shakily. I felt something break inside me. Your chest tightened painfully. I have never felt that before. Not jealousy, not fear, until you. Your eyes widened. Fear? Jungkook never admitted fear. His eyes opened with a frightening mix of vulnerability and possessiveness. The moment he said he was falling for you, I realized I could lose you. He paused, and I would burn the word before I let that happen. Your lips parted, shocked. He reached up and gently, so gently it made your heart ache, brushed your cheek with his thumb. I don't want to hide you anymore. Your breath trembled, his voice dropped into a dangerous whisper. If anyone else tries to touch you, even look at you the way he did, I won't just fire them. He leaned closer, lips inches from yours. I'll destroy them. A shiver ran down your spine. Your voice came out small. Jungkook, you can't just. His fingers sank into your waist, pulling you closer. I can and I will because you're mine. A pause, and I'm done pretending you are not. Your heart pounded so loudly you could barely hear. The city lights glowed behind you, framing the two of you in a moment that felt both terrifying and heartbreakingly intimate.